Hello, everybody. I'm your host, Eric Bird, here at StopStrugglingNow.com. And today, we're going to talk about real estate investing, not just old any multifamily apartment complex, Phoenix, Arizona. Now we're going to show you, and I'm going to show you, you make money when you buy real estate, not after you buy real estate. You have to know the numbers. And if you're one of those people that say, there's no way I can buy a $7.6 million property, well, it's all based on who you know. Where can you get funding? That's where people fall short. That's why you're in the no guru zone, because we can help you find somebody that may give you $1.9 million for the down payment on a $7.6 million property. Let's see if the numbers make sense, because you have to pay the loan, you have to pay people back who lend you the down payment, and you're in the right house if you're a real estate investor or want to be, because we have a person here named Mr. Koo who's in the house that does lending as well. Plus a few of my friends do lending. So if you have a project out there and you need that 25% down payment help, numbers have to make sense. Let's talk and welcome. Stop Struggling Now gear. Check. And please like, subscribe, and click the bell below so you get the latest updates. Now, let's get to it. All right, welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, and once again, please share the videos. You never know who's looking for help, who can use this type of help, especially when we're talking about multifamily real estate investing. People find projects, then they go, well, they want 4 million. I don't have 1 million, 1.25 million to put down, and I don't know anybody that would be willing to do it. Well, first up, let me start this out, and I said it at the intro. First, buy projects that make sense according to the numbers, according to the occupancy rates, according to the research that you're doing, so you know you can pay back all the amounts plus give you a little bit of profit left over. Let's see if this is going to work out. So this is just a little experiment. And again, let me know if you can make this project work for you. I'm curious, and tell me how you're going to do it. All right, let's go. I'm at the Stop Struggling Now YouTube channel page, podcast page. Thank you so much again for being here. And notice members of the channel are shown on this line down here. And if you'd like to become a member of the channel, not only can you subscribe, but you can be a member, financial member, by hitting the join button over here on the right hand side. That's why you receive special messages under the community tab, 1 or 2 videos per month specifically for you. You even have special emojis. On Wednesday night live streams, only members can be in the chat room with the icons, and members can always join me on any live stream Monday, Wednesday, and Friday. So if that's not enough, there's more. They get special discounts occasionally on the SSN Nation gear as well. So let's get into it, ladies and gentlemen, shall we? Let's start with one thing. We're going to talk about this project here. It's called Atrium Lofts. It's in Phoenix, Arizona. All right. I get some stuff sent to me all the time. I'm not saying this is something I'm going to invest in. I just want to show you some of the things that you need to look out. There's no creative financing. All right. Don't think that you can just waltz in and pick any real estate project just because it's for sale. I'm going to get into some things. This is 7.6. Oh, wait, what is it exactly? 7.6 million. They're claiming that there's a cap rate of 5.07%. We're going to talk about that shortly. End of year cap rate of 5.84%. Okay, that's fine. But let's get into the cap rate. A lot of people don't understand what it is. So here it is. For everybody on podcasts, make sure you download this, because if you're in real estate investing, this is what you need to pay attention to. Cap rate. I'm just going to tell you right now, I like NOI, but cap rate is based on this. Calculated by dividing a property's net operating income, otherwise known as NOI, is net operating income, by its asset value. The cap rate is an asset of the yield of the property over 1 year. For example, a property worth 14 million generating 600,000 of net operating income, NOI, would have a cap rate of 4,000 or 4.3%. What you do is you divide 600,000 divided by 14. That gets you 4.28, 4.29. So we round up to 4.3%. That's your profit, ladies and gentlemen. That's it. So some people may already say, hey, Eric, how's this going to work if I'm only yielding? This is your yield. This is what you're receiving, $600,000 every year in total profit based on a $14 million property. Well, that's one thing. All right. Just to give you guys an idea, that's how they figure when you see cap rate here, you can figure out how much the property makes, because all I have to do, again, we need to see paperwork to make sure it's legitimate, like the actual tax returns, the actual accounting, signing off on it, saying this is what the property made. But all you have to do is go 7.6 times 5.07%. So why don't we just do that, just so I can show you exactly what I'm talking about. So we reverse engineer it, so to speak. So if we know it's 7.6 million is their asking price, then we times it by 5.07%. This is what they're claiming. $385,320 a year is NOI. All right. So we know we're getting roughly, let's just say, after we look at everything, we have the rent rolls. All right. We have the lease agreements. We know the occupancy. If it's 80%, 90%, 100% occupied, we'll know that. We'll have the leases in front of us. We'll know when the lease agreements expire, just in case people have the option to move out. We'll also know if we have something in place that if they're paying $1,700 a month, if they re-up their lease, it's going to be $1,770 per month the following year. So that little calculation, and you have X amount of units, all of a sudden now, instead of you making $385,000 per year, you've added an extra, let's say, $5,000 just by simply having enough units, raising the rent by $70. And now all of a sudden it's $400,000 per year net operating income. So that's the value of real estate. So I just wanted to show you that real quick. Now let's get into this rule that I have, that a lot of people, when I do short-term rentals, I try to do 1% rent of what I purchased the property for. That's what I try to look at. Okay. So what is the 1% rule in real estate? The 1% rule of real estate investing measures the price of the investment property against the gross income it will generate. Okay. For a potential investment to pass the 1% rule, its monthly rent must be equal to or no less than 1% of the purchase price. All right. So we already have a little problem, I think, here. Let's see. 7 million times 1% equals 76,000. So we don't have a problem at all. But that's 76,000 per month, not 76,000 annually. 76,000 per month times 12. We have a problem, Houston. We're not doing 912,000, are we? No, we're not. So that's already, if you're going to go by the 1% rule, that's fine. But I use the 1% rule as far as short-term rentals. I try to rent at 1% or more than the value of the property. So if I was able to buy a property for $300,000, then I should be able to rent it for $300 plus per night. That's what you're looking for when you're looking for individual villas, condos, townhomes, when you're buying them separately and renting them out. All right, so let's get into this atrium lofts. Let's start it off. Let's see here. We are talking about in Phoenix, Arizona. They're talking about 50. In case you can't see this, it's a 24 unit multifamily opportunity in East Phoenix, 2022, atrium lofts. And it used to be an office building apparently, and so they've redeveloped it. Whoa, development costs in this day and age is expensive, and they're saying this is 2022, so 2021 and 2022, that lumber and cement and all that and transportation and gas and all that was at an all-time high. So investment highlights, again, I'll have a link down below so you can see this yourself. All right, I'm not going to go over this, but here's the main thing right here. 83% 2-bedroom, 2-bath floor plans are occupied. 83%. So once again, we have 24 units. 24, this is going to be 20 times 83%. 19.9, that's 20 units out of 24 are rented. Now you guys are starting to understand. They're not fully rented at 100% occupancy, which is nice. And by the way, we'll get into some occupancy numbers. 3.8% last year, the lowest in 20 years was the vacancy rate. That's over 90%. That's around 95%, 96% occupancy for homeowners. That, or investors, that is extremely awesome. So they're operating at 83%, which is fine, but you can get it to 90. That means there's going to be more money coming in the coffers for you as your investment property works. Now, here we are. They give out some stats. Those stats are fine. Nothing wrong with that. But once again, 2022, it's built, 24 units, 7.6. And these units look very nice. Recently refurbished, outdoor. I mean, I'm not going to go over all of it, but it looks very nice to me. You know, you have to do your own due diligence if you're going to consider buying this. And then once again, it's on East McDowell Road. So that gives you a little idea of what's going on. And they do this short term. There's really nothing going on other than the gallery here where you can actually look at the property. I'll show it since we're talking about it. This is the walkways. I mean, it's just a nice property. You can tell it used to be office buildings, but they turned it into a very nice condo project. And whoever did the rehab on this did excellent work. I mean, I don't know the materials. They look nice, but they already have it for electronic entry and exit. So that's pretty good. They went on more like nothing extravagant here. Just cheapy. I call this cheapy stuff in my opinion, right? I don't like stainless steel. I like to have a little more of the nickel finish look. And again, they did that also in the shower, and it looks like they got one of these built-in shower tub units that they put on the wall. So you can see there's certain items here that are, and they use vinyl flooring, which is another thing that's a little less expensive than the actual wood themselves, but it's a rental, so you shouldn't be putting in that much expenses. But the flooring, I don't know if I would have used vinyl. Maybe I would have used tile, but it's here nor there. They're the same prices, but that's easily replaceable. You can see here it used to be, like I said, an office building, but they've done a great job. Now, can they get the 7.6 million from somebody? That's the ultimate question. All right, so you guys have a little look at this, and we'll start talking about some numbers. Because if it's going to be 7.6, let's start doing some numbers, shall we? Because this is what you should be looking at. We need to know. Let's just say some of you right now go, Eric, I don't have 25%. All right, so 25% of 7.6 for the down payment, let's say. Let's just say that's it. That's 1.9. Somebody's going to have to give you 1.9 million. They know, and you can show them documentation that it makes let's call it $360,000 per year net operating income presently. So we're going to say the person is a hard money lender. So we're going to say not just the favorable, but Even if I do favorable, let's do 8%. All right. Let's go 8% if we can get it from somebody, right? Highly unlikely, but let's just say we did 8%. 8% means I'm going to have to pay at least $152,000 per year to the person that gave me a loan. Now, we divide this by 12. And just so you know, that's $12,666, right? So we'll call it $12,700 just for rounding up. Problem. We know we make $360,000 per year, right? Divide that by 12, and that equals 30,000 minus 12,700 leaves $17,300. Some people may say, hey, Eric, I like $17,000 annually after we pay everybody, after somebody kindly gave us a note and we're paying that gave us that 25% down payment. But here's the problem, ladies and gentlemen. We have 7.6 that we're dealing with minus 1.9. That means we need a loan for $5,700. $5,700. Now, this is where the big boys have an advantage. If you're an investor and can get interest-only loans versus having to get a loan for this. So you got the 25% down, but remember that 1.9, you used a hard money lender. He's got to get his $152,000 annually from you, right? So he's happy, knows you make it, but the problem comes up here. I have to get a loan for $5.7 million. All right. Now we times this. I'm going to use something that I probably shouldn't use, but I'll use 7% because numbers won't matter really. Because look, 399,000, you only make 360,000 annually. And if I can't get interest only for 10 years or something, we got problems. And I haven't got an amortization table because there's certain things we got to do. But I'm just giving you an idea. We cannot make this work. Straight off the top. Nobody can make you believe it's going to work out. Let's just put it that way. All right? So just keep that in mind. So it's already a no-go zone as far as I'm concerned. Let me know what you think down below. All right? Because there's no way we can get out of this, because I'm going to show you right here. It's online with Zillow, $1,700 per month for 2-bedroom, 2-bath units. That $1,700 a month, once we start going back to the calculator, and we know, let's just say we have 20, we know 20 of the units are 2 bedrooms, right? So we go 1,700 times 20. Eeks. No, I didn't do that right. I'll just leave it still. Times 20. That equals, eeks, it's not 3. Let's go here. 1,700 times 20. $34,000 per month times 12, $400,000. We still don't get there because we owe the other guys $152 potentially annually. We owe the other guys 300 and some odd, 399 or 400,000 annually, let's say. So we can't get there, can we? No, we can't. Now, some people would say, like me, and other investors would say, I can't pay you $7.6 million. It's not worth $7.6 million. I don't really care. You spent $5 million to build it. My number should be $4 million to $5 million. That's it. I can't spend any more than that. Let me know if I have a real estate guru who would invest in this project and say, I'm going to roll with it. Let me know who this is going to be. Now, some people might say, okay, I have the 192, taking it out of my coffers and putting that down. That's real nice. But your $5 million left over that you're going to finance, that still needs 400,000 potentially annually to deal with. You don't make enough. So the property is overvalued, in my opinion. The other news, the vacancy rate, as I showed here, is 90. It could be 95%. Now, those other units, those other 4 units are going to be a studio and a 1-bedroom. I don't know what they charge for the studio and 1-bedrooms. Let's see. They have 3 units available right now. So the best case scenario, let's just say they don't show it. Let's say it's $1,200 a month for the studio. And let's say they have a 1-bedroom and those are $1,400 per month. Even if they got up to a 96 where they have 1 unit available, they have 3 other units rented, and all of them are this 5,100, that's another 60,000 per year. Are you going to risk your best case scenario without people moving out, 460,000 roughly? But you're going to owe more than 460,000 unless you have 1.9 to 25% to put down. All right, let me know. My numbers could be off a little bit. Let me go get a mortgage calculator, shall we? Because I'm using actual simple calculations. Let's go to a mortgage calculator. All right, that might be a little bit better. So let's get it into something that's a little bit better. And I'm going to actually stay, I'm going to stay around that number of, let's go 5.7. 5.7. Let's go look at this. Monthly payment on a 30-year, 6% interest. I'll leave it at that. I'll leave it at 6%. There it is, $34,000 a month, ladies and gentlemen. All right, so we weren't too far off. We're still going to be at 390, 400 G's annually if you do a monthly payment without it being interest only. Now, if we're doing interest only, and look, we didn't even include the taxes portion. We're at 43. So once again, we're well into the 400,000s to make this thing work. All right? And let me know what you think, ladies and gentlemen. We're going to actually have to close this one out because there's nothing more to do. You understand how this works, right? We have to know if it's a worthwhile investment. Let me know if there's any investors out here that think this is a great deal at 7.6 million. I don't care if it was built in 2022. My numbers, I can't buy it for that. I'll take a big L and risk losing the property because you're going to have money coming out of pocket if in fact there's a situation where all of a sudden you don't have 85 or 90% occupancy. All of a sudden there's 60% occupancy, 70% occupancy, and you have a few months of that and you have $10,000 not coming in. And now what are you going to do? This is setting someone up for failure. We're going to find out who's going to buy this, but it will not be me. All right, let me know. And thank you so much for watching. And please like, subscribe, and click the bell below so you get the latest updates. And I know it's hard out here, and that's why we have to review everything. We just look at all type of different investments. Once you understand what you're looking for, it becomes easier and easier. And then when you do find the one that makes sense to you, you say, oh, I found it. Now, how can I make this happen? Well, luckily for you, you have friends here in the SSN Nation that can help you with the financing, funding, and help you in other areas as well to even determine if it's a great deal, good deal, how the deal is structured and how it can work. And there's always options to make a deal work if you are invested. But remember, you're not supposed to be invested in the deal. The deal has to work out based on the numbers. And nobody can talk me into this one. And with all that said, keep your head up, keep moving, and I'm out.